The clown has no penis.
We are live. What's up, Rick?
Hey, what's up, JT? How you doing, brother?
How's that clown? Oh man, how's that clown doing?
You always gotta wait to the end. You never know what the hell you're gonna throw in there.
No,
like
not at all, man.
You piece something in somewhere. You gotta be ready for something to jump out and grab you, dude. Honestly, I love it. It's the best damn part, man. What's going on, brother? How are you?
I'm good, man. You had an action-packed day. We had a fun day out here, and you're on the East Coast with us, and I want to welcome everybody in from the West Coast to the East Coast.
And to this.
We got them here. We got them out there. We're bringing them all in here. It's going to be a fun night.
Yeah, definitely worldwide freaking this weekend, man. It's totally crazy.
That's right. Hey, if you guys are new to the Mixed Open Show, it's the only show that has no last straight rules, and it's open topics.
No 30 foot, there ain't shit.
Now, okay. Rick's coming us where you're at, Banner Elk, North Carolina, right?
Banner Elk, North Carolina. Yeah, out here for the collegiate mountain bike races out here. I tell you what, man, coming from BMX, I mean, doing the mountain bike myself, and just like being fans of the pros. But this college stuff, JT, is really something big, honestly. You see these colleges coming together. There's like 20 colleges out here, you know, and it's insane. Today was they had cyclocross up at the very top. I didn't get to go see any of that, but the downhill itself, I know for the A class riders had 71. And stuff. It was ridiculous. And actually, Ricky is entering into that. He made the final 16. You wouldn't believe the BMXers that are out here.
Yeah.
It's you got Ricky, you got Josh Treerise from Full Tilt, Cam Wing from Alpha, Max Ligerman from Fullerton Bikes, that actually lives out here now. He's originally from SoCal. Lola Pita for Claiborne, Brianna Winter, Women's Elite Pro. They could have used her in SoCal.
They definitely could have.
She, and I tell you what, she's the marching band for the women for Marion College. Marion has got the most stacked women's class I had ever seen. They got women mountain bikers galore on that squad.
Nice.
Some big hitters. And then we got Connor Blanche from Africa. He's buddies with our homie Tyler Klumper.
That's great.
Yeah,
Awesome.
And a lot of international riders here at some of these colleges too. It's really cool. It's honest to God. It's a lot of them. They BMX, but once the season's over here, they go back to their country. Like none of them never been to Grands.
What? That's wild.
Dude, that's what I said on when they picked me up, when Connor and then picked me up from the airport. I'm sitting there like, y'all ain't never been to Grands? Like, nah, dude. Once school's out, dude, I go back home
Grands
to the south over there, and. Because the South Africa, the super state series that they do over there, and he's like, dude, it's so freaking awesome over there.
Yeah, and for you guys tuning in that are Supercross fans in the motocross world, look, Rick and I got you covered. Here's a little sneak peek right here. See this screen?
Ooh, check it out.
Boom.
Ah, look at that.
It will be on at 9:30. Don't worry. We got
flavor saver.
We got a little top secret tap into Peacock, so we'll have it on, and we're gonna have our we're gonna have our guest jump on. Possibly, Braden Lewis might be joining us from. Was he in Tulsa right now for their state race?
He's in Tulsa. Yeah, they're actually in the middle of in Maines, and that's when the freak rainstorm happened.
Yeah, so we may or we may not, but we got plenty. We have plenty to talk about tonight, right, Rick?
Oh, we got news galore. I gotta give a big shout out to Lindsey Wilson, the Blue Raiders, man. They did a lot of work. They put two riders on the podium today out of the three. Connor Blanche, I talked about him. He ended up third, and Big Pedro, he's actually Ricky's roommate from Brazil. So top 3 out of 71, man. And then little Lola, she came up just shy, man, 4th. And I don't know how many women, but they. I think they're a little bit over 16 or maybe right at 16. I'm not too sure. But, yeah, dude, Lindsey Wilson squad looked cool. First time being a college dad. And it's a hell of a thing, man, watching how they all interact. And, it separates, we've been to nationals and stuff and seen how the factory teams all vibe, but a lot of them are spread out throughout the states. You're not always going to have the full team there. here for the colleges, these guys are training and banging. They're roommates. They're going to school together. They're doing mountain bike. They're doing BMX or whatever. All their training and everything. Like the brotherhood, sisterhood of the college stuff. Man, unreal. It really is. It's something real special. It's pretty cool.
That's awesome. So, what do you think was your experience being there yesterday, today? The big difference between the camaraderie you see, with the groups, because you touched on before we jumped on the air. These guys are together more than a factory team because they're going to university together. But what's the big difference you see?
I think it's the way. Well, there's so much stuff to adjust on the mountain bikes.
Yeah.
Running the full suspension and everything. You got your front shock, your rear shock. Your tire pressures. This, that. Everything under the sun. And there's a lot of just like when they get done with their runs.
Mm-hmm.
Because sometimes they even got to race each other, which is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
You got to keep trying to stay motivated. You're racing against your teammate and you still got to race, and you knock him out one time and then you go do your second run and he knocks you out and then you're like, shit, now you're in knockout qualifying, but they still keep a smile on their face and everything. They'll help each other, walk each other's bikes up the hill. Like I was a bike caddy a lot today, running bikes up the hill and everything. And while they would go and they would talk, how we talk with our hands, they do the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
The college dads don't change gears. It's all about shim stacks, shock pressure, rebound, and compression.
All right. Do the college teams, do they have do they have like mechanics and stuff like that, or is that just the parents?
Well, heck, speaking of mechanics, Lindsey Wilson, head coach, is Josh Patton. He's from Factory YT. He used to be Dakota Norton's wrench, and this dude's done 4-cross and everything. I think he's even loaded up against old Eric Carter over there, Dirty Knob.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, these coaches, it's cool, man. I got a little pep in my step. I'm having fun walking through the college pits, man. It's awesome. I've been jacked, looking forward to it all week.
Well, you guys joining in right now, we appreciate you taking time out of your Saturday night to hang out with us. Again, this is the Mixed Open Show, and it's open topics. We have some topics we're going to touch on, but if you guys got something you want to talk about, put it in the chat. So everything over on Beer Budget's page is coming in here, so we can see it on this end. Everything on the ATV pages, it's all coming into one area so we can monitor and see. So if you got questions, you've got comments, we can put them in there. And we've got some topics we're going to talk about here. And you know what? You want to jump into one of them here?
We sure can.
Dude, let's take about 15-20 minutes, man, because it happened earlier this week. And
Big Mike Miller, boy, oh boy, that's a guy.
Yeah. And I think it was earlier this week, wasn't it? The Haro separation, or was it last week? It's flying by, man.
It was right at the end of last week.
So yeah, let's talk about this, man. How many the Haro's dropping riders? Lots of speculation behind the scenes. Nothing concrete on what they're doing. But you had made mention.
Thought yeah. I don't know, man. You would have thought Haro would have had some kind of like press conference to just go and start releasing riders.
Well, you brought it up that you ain't heard nothing about the freestyle side yet.
Yeah, I think the freestyle guys are safe. I mean, I think we would have probably heard something by now. I mean, those guys, Dennis Anderson and Nyquist and Paris Benaeus, the Chad Curley, those guys. Those are some big names, man. I mean, so is Bacardo and Larson and Nick being the team manager. But, for those three to go and post up, that they're going their separate ways, but then people are calling it a departure. It's like they're being released to their contract after the year. Yeah,
there was a guy inside, too, that was released, too.
Joey Cobb or something like that. He's like part of marketing or something like that.
Yeah. So, I mean, interesting to hear from you guys in the chat. If you guys text in, go ahead, text in too. Well, like what you guys heard, what you guys think is going on. Look, I mean, they're owned by somebody that is not BMX, so it does not surprise me that it's all about the, in my eye, it's probably all about that bottom line, right?
I got the roughest bunch in the shit over at the Beer Budget, dude. It's the rowdy crowd, dude.
All right.
A lot of people blame Bob Harrow and the Stasics commercial for the sales of Harrow being in the shitter. I'm like, what shitter are they in? Porta Potty 6 in Rockford?
You know that's where the
hey, the Beer Budget followers, JT. Oh, they a rough bunch.
They pull no
Son,
punches.
I can't even handle them half the time. They don't listen.
Hey, some nights, that's myself and Billy and the rest of us from the syndicate. So, yeah, hey, man, you guys sound off. Tell us what you guys think's going on over there. I personally, we talked before. So, this is just to get you guys in, get talking. Knowing they're owned by a big, interest corporation, they're looking like what's selling. And I bet you the freestyle bikes are selling and the race bikes probably aren't.
The freestyle, well, we both know, I mean, with us being so deep in the racing side of it, there's no, well, at least over in my end in California and stuff, there's no mom and pop teams, no bike shop teams. The only other big team was what's his name, Wayne, over in Florida, that had the
Joe.
the Haro Florida team.
Joe.
And that dude was Joe.
Yeah.
His shit was legit. That dude, he was factory,
yeah.
Man. He had the setup, man. He had easy ups everywhere, displays. I mean, hell, just watching him on Facebook, the guy's factory is all get out.
Yeah. It's a big move here because I it's not going to surprise me if there's moves after the Grands, and there's nothing confirmed I know, but what's where's everyone else going to land and what their roles are going to look like? It's a shocker, and man, Picardo, Larson, those are two. Larson's peaking, man. That kid's fast.
Picardo's got the sleeve. Picardo just got released 3 weeks ago, and he's racing this weekend in SoCal. He's already hit the deck 3 times. This dude's racing for a fucking job next year.
Yeah, for sure.
And he was coming in freaking hot. Cam Wood. Hey, congrats, Cam Wood, dude. He came off. I can't even remember how long Cam Wood's been off.
Oh, good point. Yeah.
From when he what was it, Turkey? When he went down when it was wet and he slipped and went down the A-mirror. I think it was Turkey. He came back. He's on a clip. He's on a rail. Joey Leto's looking good too. But yeah, Picardo, dude, he's on fire. He's like, ain't pulling no brake, dude. I need a job next year.
Yeah, and that brings up another good question here. And Mike had a comment, but I got a question to throw out for you and everyone else. But real quick, Mike had a comment. Back in the day, you bought a bike because that was your favorite pro that rode the bike. Today, nobody does that. Connor rode a Chase and won the gold, and Supercross won Bike of the Year that year. He's saying I wouldn't spend money on pros either if he had a team. And that's been something that has been a topic of a lot of conversation is, do pros sell bikes? But what I was going to say is, so they released, some pretty, Picardo, they released Larson. These are big name guys, where are they going to go? Like, who has openings for them?
There's a lot of speculation, and then there's like a lot of little chit chat going on with what went down just on my viewing, and you and I have had our talks and stuff,
sure, and
talked with a couple other people. It's kind of ironic, Stompin' Stu Thompson shows up at freaking Frogtown with a batch of brand new Huffies, kind of like the way Mongoose came back into the game.
Mm-hmm.
Mongoose and Huffy, they're both owned by Pacific Bikes. They got some money. They could take the captain Larson and Picardo. Remember, the Mongoose has the same kind of deal. They got their pro title frames, and then they got their everyday sales frames. Huffy can go and do the same thing.
Oh, for sure.
And I mean, hey, baby, getting all the getting is good, and you throw freaking Larson and Picardo on a legit freaking Huffy. I mean, hey,
and
I know. Yeah.
There was a guy at the state qualifier here in Michigan last weekend at Waterford Oaks. He bought a complete cruiser because he's like, dude, it's a legit aluminum frame. The guy's raced for years, and he was like pricing stuff out, and he was like, well, he's got some kids that are going through, so he's going to be buying frames a lot, and he's like, I don't need an expensive frame. So he bought a complete just for the frame, and he rolled by me, and I'm like, What'd you do? Put Huffy stickers on a bike? He's like, no, dude, this is a Huffy. And looking at the geometry on the frame, and this guy's raced for years. It's like, it's good. He's like, it's good. He goes, I paid like less than $250 for the complete, but he just stripped it down for the frame. And Johnny Mac, he's out there flying high on it, and it was a legit looking frame. And the ones that I saw in pictures that, like, Mike sent me a bunch of pictures, Miller sent me a bunch of pictures from Frogtown. The pictures I saw that, you know, Stu had on display, the bikes, they look legit.
Mm-hmm.
But that goes to that part too, where, like, if they bring in those bikes like Mongoose does and did at that entry level price point, man, that is a huge game changer.
Well, no, like 2 years ago, Huffy had a deal with I think it's Whittier Narrows down there by, well, kind of close to where my Miller's at over there in Ukaipa, for like the beginner league or the loaner program.
They did that in Ohio at Dayton, at the Dayton, Ohio track. They did the same program there. Yeah, but keep tell them what the program was.
No, I think it was I think it was the beginner league or the loaner program. You know, with what the tracks have, you know, with the loaner bikes and all that stuff. And I want to say Whittier actually had a series for the beginners of the loaner bike kind of thing, where it's like you can ride the Huffy for X amount of races, or they had like a series thing going on. And then it was like, after so many races, I think you got to keep the bike or something. I don't know. It was like 2 years ago. So I can't remember the whole gist of how it went, but I know it seemed like a pretty legit startup program to get people out there racing.
Look, I've talked about it before that I think one of the big barriers is the entry point price for complete bikes, and look, anything you can do to get that thing down below $300, close to $250. We're just going to get more kids on bikes, and if they can bring those programs in and do that, that's just awesome. And you know what, you got the money because Pacific's behind it. Pick up Cam, Bicardo, get them guys on there and get them out there.
Well, yeah,
get the name.
I mean, Haro's got freaking Cam Wood and freaking Peyton Ridenhour, man. I mean, those are some big freaking names. That's the future of our pros right there to lead us to the promised land in the big overseas races here in the upcoming years. And Huffy can do the same thing. I don't know how the offices are over there at Pacific, but I mean, it's a good possibility.
For sure. You
could really make it happen. Maybe get another young girl in there, like what Mongoose did with Peyton. If Huffy went and did the same thing, it would be a good one. Like Mackenzie Gayhart, she's chomping at the bit. She ain't scared of the big hill.
No,
get her going in the right direction because she's close, and you get freaking Skittles up there like Peyton Ridenhour. That puts Team USA sitting looking really good.
Oh, he's bringing Delaney Vaughn too, man.
Delaney Vaughn's been sitting strong too. And Lexus Colby, they've been having a really strong year. That's been a big one. I think that's gonna be our segue to our next topic.
Dude, you read my mind.
We got these segues. It's almost like we've been doing this for 3+ years, Justin.
Let's go into this one.
Hey.
Did you ever You sharded a shit show on your post.
I tell you, who sharded was Chris Luna, because when they were calling the women pros to the starting hill and no one showed up. I mean, was Old School up there? I don't know. Was that Old School on the starting hill?
I don't know if he's out there or not.
Like, dude. I mean, a lot. I don't know, Justin. It kind of befuddles me. A lot of people were using the World Cup here. They're using the World Cup as an excuse. Okay, so whatever. So with no women pros this weekend. They had 4 today.
They did. Yep.
They didn't. Well, they had 3. So I don't know why the magic number's 4.
So
let's
call it software. Let's call it software.
Let's call it. It's got to do with Moto Maker. Who knows? I don't know.
Everything gets blamed on Moto Maker.
Goddamn Moto Maker can't take it anywhere. Okay, and you got 3, but you can't run it. You and me get 3. We got total points, baby. We got 3 laps.
Dude, I'm getting a trophy. I'm already excited.
I'm posting a podium picture on Facebook like a mofo. Sponsors are happy. 3 women pros show up and they get 86. Like, I don't get it. And I said it. I said it legit on my page. I'm like, I don't know. Like, why is 4 the magic number?
Yeah.
I don't know. but it's like you would think it's like, okay, you got 3 of them. Let's go. A lot of people were like, well, freaking Luna saved Luna another freaking payout.
But is it?
I don't know.
That ain't Luna. We know that ain't Luna. That's got. I mean, that's got to be. I'm just gonna say the term, like it's hard writ somewhere that they say 4 to make the quorum, like whatever. It's interesting that to find out some way somehow, like why 4 is that, but yeah, like that's a crazy. You had 18 men. Was it
18 men and 14 vet pro? I think.
That's a crazy, just mad drop off, like out of
for
nowhere.
The women. And then because they're like everybody's overseas in France. Then it got canceled today because of wind.
Yeah, that was rough.
Nobody raced.
I really wanted to watch some of that racing because that track looks wild.
Oh, dude, that whole setup is just something, man. It's like, holy crap, dude. It's like children under the corn for UCI all over it.
I think it's the third straight. Was it the third straight that I saw? I think it was Delaney posted a video of her doing an X up, or I don't know for who it was, but I'm like, wow, that third straight looks fun. I wanted to see them at full speed going down it. I think it was the third.
Yeah,
straight.
I seen practice laps and all that shit and everything. Okay, cool. Yeah, have a good race on our hands. I'm thinking, okay, between stuff, you know me. I'm going to be tuning in between breaks.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to be on YouTube for the national. I'm going to be on YouTube for the French Cup thing or the Open over there and all that stuff. And it was like, nope. And it's like, we mean nope. And it's like,
wind.
Are the girls kicking their ass for being there instead of being in SoCal now?
So we had 4. We had 4 today though. So we made 4 that made
today,
the class.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. Mackenzie got the whole shot. She got the whole kit and caboodle. I think she walked away with like $1,400
It's not
or
bad.
something like that. No, that's a pretty good payday with going 4 riders.
Hey.
I mean, hey. I can't get $100 in total points.
what still has? I'm like, man, this is a pro stop on a non-supercross track. A build, so it's not like you got people there all months and months practicing on it. Like, wow. And
the track in SoCal it was racy. There's been a lot of racing out there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The racing yesterday and today was awesome. They did a hell of a job inside that expo center.
Yeah. Have you been there, raced there ever?
No, never
Okay.
been. Never been. But they did a fantastic job on the track layout.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it didn't look, gumball rally. It looked good. Yeah, it was good track.
Yeah, it was legit like racing. Get down the straightaways. The turns look cool. I didn't hear no one bitching and complaining about how the turns were. Didn't see no like radical like washouts or nothing.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
It was cool. I mean, I honestly I was surprised not to see 300 motos. You know what? Yeah. Yesterday was 246. I don't know what today was.
251.
251. Yeah. And see, that's not even. I would have expected like a bigger jump than that, man. Honestly.
Well, still, I'm like, is a pro stop. I get the World Cups going on, but like that World Cup isn't affecting that, that much. When you get out of the pro classes, sure, you've got some, but very little. I still was surprised with the number there. And that takes to, we've had the conversation quite a few times. Like, are we in what'd somebody coin it? The COVID hangover?
Yeah, like exactly. I mean, we've seen like how much the novices and intermediates have dropped off. The expert side of it, boys and girls, have been really good. I mean, I was actually surprised to see that 1720 only had 39 riders in 1720. And freaking Ronnie Kim, I think after a year off, freaking shows up and shows out.
He definitely looked good.
And I was like, holy crap. 16X today was insane with True Bailey, Shawnee Day, and Ryder Santos. They put on a freaking hell of a race.
Mm-hmm.
That was a bare knuckle fight right there. That was some good shit. But that's how good the track was. It tended to everybody that was fast.
Mm-hmm.
There wasn't no like a handicap from the outside. You seen dudes from the far side of the gate get good pulling down the straightaway, get into one. Mm-hmm. Sure, there was a handful. I think yesterday, 15X, 16. There was a couple but I mean, it's typical racing. You know, you got 5 of them going into one, and they just get jammed up. I mean, shit's gonna happen. You know, it wasn't nothing track build related.
Yeah.
You know what I mean. You know, so that was it was pretty cool. Yeah.
Miller said that they run speedway there, so the dirt it's legit. So that's why the track's solid. Yep. Hey,
it was a clean clean build, man. They used the dirt from like right inside there. It wasn't shipped in. It wasn't nothing that's been sitting outside. It wasn't horse corral dirt. It was dirt.
Homie Mike Melvin says so many nationals, people are broke and saving for the grands. That's a good point.
That is a good point. You know, and shit ain't getting any cheaper right now. You know, gas prices are going up all over the place. I think out here is like over here in North Carolina was $3.11. If I remember right. You know, and I think when I left California it was like $5.20 or something over at the shitbox market that I go to. And everything, yeah, damn near like $2 a difference.
Just waiting to build back better here. That's all I'm waiting on.
Build back, baby, build back. That's what we need, son. Bring back. We're starting all with Huffy. Leave it to Stomp and Stew over there on Mighty Mo's cruise, smoking a stogie.
And he was the representative of the belly flop contest. He was.
Leave it to Stu Thompson. Really?
Yeah.
The dude's retired cop. Hall of Famer, did 60, and he's like, dude, I'll belly flop. I don't give a shit.
And he's just dominating in dodgeball too. It's crazy. Did you catch the release though for Mighty Mo's special guest next year?
Dude, the 9 to 5er, the Alabama Slammer, Barry Nobles, and it's gonna be in December next year after Grands.
Right before Christmas, you get away. For those of us living in the Midwest, the East Seaboard, dude, I'm looking forward to that already.
Hold your Christmas presents, boys and girls. We're going on Mighty Mo's cruise in December. We're meeting up down there in Tampa.
It ships out of Miami, so flights.
Ships out of Miami.
Yeah, flights like are because major hubs, so like, dude, in and out, super easy. Yeah, man.
Dude, it's like $800, man.
Like
you can't beat it, man. And with all the fun, all the activities that Anita sets up.
Oh yeah.
You know.
So pro recommendation.
Something different.
Pro recommendation. And look, you can insert whatever company. I'm gonna insert 110. Take your aminos, liquid IV with you. I saw a post after post today because they got into port and they were getting off the boat, so they're all getting their, their internet back on their smartphones and whatnot. And they're like, Jesus, I need Gatorade and water. You just spent 5 days dehydrating and drying your liver out.
Remember your training, son. Don't let yourself down.
We're gonna be on the boat next year with the Tinos and Aminos just killing it.
You gotta have the Tito's.
Going around selling the 110 aminos on the boat. Like, here you go.
Exactly. It'll keep you going. Don't worry.
Here's your level up. Here's your level up.
You'll thank me later around 2 a.m.
Oh, dude, we're still going. Chris Allen's just getting his second wind at 2 a.m, man. You got to tie a balloon. You got to tie a balloon to Chris so you can keep track of where he's at.
It's kind of like the ski flag that everybody attaches to me to see where the hell I'm at.
Exactly.
Make sure they don't step on me.
And they did the big belts for dodgeball this year. It looked like a hell of a good time. Next year they're going out of Miami.
You can't go wrong with the belts, man.
Dodgeball.
You can't go wrong with the belts.
You got dodgeball. You got cakes. Looks like stogies now. Man, it's gonna be a good time.
Yeah, we missed out on that one this year.
Melissa,
but December opens it up for a lot of BMXers though.
Yeah,
that's really good. You know, it's after Grands and everything that you ain't got to worry about national. You ain't got no state races going on. It's prime off season.
Melissa and I deferred ours that we had for this year. We're like, oh, everything going on. Can we move it to next year? And Nita and Mo were like, absolutely. So then they made the announcement, and we're like, oh.
Barry Nobles? Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
You know he's gonna be vlogging. You get a chance to be on Barry's YouTube, dude, on a cruise ship.
Oh, it's gonna be dope.
Imagine the hits, son.
We'll finally get over 1,000 subscribers.
That's celebrity status at its finest. I don't give a shit how you got to do it, but you got to do it. Okay, it counts, baby.
That's right.
You might as well just say you were in a movie.
What's that? Jimmy Felix, would y'all like
to talk about Hardesty yet? What happened? What's up, Jimmy? Jimmy, that's one of my homies right there. He's from California. He lives out there in Oklahoma now. Sand Springs is his home track. I think. Did you guys finish, Jimmy, or did the storm put the kibosh on everything?
Does he want to call in?
What happened?
Jimmy, hang on.
Jimmy, you can call in, brother.
Here,
you want to?
Oops, I gotta move your logo here. He can call that number.
Oh, the track is no joke. Oh yeah, dude, Hardesty's a freaking gangster track, dude. That place is built. That'll test your skills right there. You ride Hardesty, you can pretty much ride any track around the United States, honestly. That's a fact. That's no joke, man. After riding that thing at Grands last year, earlier in the week before Grands kicked off, bud, the facility's awesome too.
Mm-hmm.
The facility's great. Parking not so much, but the facility, awesome. It's kick ass.
Hey, Jimmy, text that number that's on the screen and I'll call you. I don't have Jimmy's number. Then we can give him a call. He can tell us about the track and how the state race is going down.
I don't got Jimmy's number either. We Instagram message each other.
Yeah, it's on the screen. We can give it to him. Yeah, if you call in, dude, I can put you on. The number's up there on the screen. If you want to call in. Let me see here. What is going on? What else we got going on? We're going to talk a little Hardesty here if we get a phone call in a second, but we still got tons of stuff to talk about, you guys.
Oh, you know, they're saying that I think someone said too, had mentioned when we were saying there was no women pros. I get someone said something about Florida next week? Is there a Florida national?
Yeah, it's at Daytona. Daytona.
Oh, is it? And so then I'm guessing that's a pro race too, maybe?
You know what? Let me look. That's a good question. We should know these things before we go on air.
We should. We're professionals and we're slacking.
Look, let's be honest here. That's not...
You know, it's we're working on waivers and recycled beer cans on these two shows. You know, Billy hasn't turned in any Mountain Dew cans from Gate 9 in a long time. And
keep telling him, hard. Dude. He's got to do it. Just bring him up here to Michigan. We can return. We get a dime for each one.
Dude, I went through the freaking capital of freaking Mountain Dew through Tennessee. It was crazy. They had like a whole big old outfit, big old sign. It was like,
it was?
Mountain Dew. I was like, yeah.
I didn't know that.
I was like, I'm sitting here driving like, holy shit, really? I was like, oh, wow. That was like a landmark.
It is not a pro race. Yeah.
Oh, then someone got it wrong.
Yeah, but dude, I will tell you what. Another one of those just amazing tracks down there in Florida. I had a blast at the State Series when last
Oh,
year.
you've been to that one now?
Yeah, it's yep, it's a fun one. The last straightaway, the last rhythm, the whole last straight's this long rhythm. And whoo, I posted up along there and watched so many races change because endurance kicks in and there's a lot of people who got a little huckabuck going on, little whiskey throttle on the pedal bikes, and
little hospital hop coming at you real quick.
Man,
you don't want none of that, dude.
Yeah, it was a good time.
You didn't want none of that friggin' action.
Look at what they.
I know the one. So we got Florida. So the one thing that caught a lot of freaking talk, even actually on Coffee Chatter, which I thought this was kind of weird when everybody started talking about it, is so the Fall National over at Rock Hill. You realize there's no cruiser practice, and it's 17 to 35 for 20 minutes.
17 to 35 has 20 minutes.
There's no cruiser practice. So you have dudes like, okay, I'll take a cruiser and I'll take a 20, and there's my 20 minutes. If you get 2 laps.
What?
Right? Did I look at it right?
7 boys. Men. There's no
cruiser practice.
So it's just going to be 1735, all cruiser, all 20, all women.
Just
all wheels.
Shit show.
Just all wheels,
wheel drive.
dude.
It's just bring something with wheels. Bring your fucking office chair.
Hey, what if we bring
that son of a bitch up?
What if you bring the one like the kid had where you put the cruiser wheel on the front and the 20 on the back and then just swap the front one out? Remember that?
It's gonna be a thing. Hey, it worked for him.
You might be able to sneak in an extra lap, you know.
You might get two.
What is going on there? Like, yeah, you got 35 and over men, women for 20 minutes for everybody on
17 to 20 guys. You know, it's Rock Hill. It's a big one. You know, they always
get that's 17 to 30. That's 1735.
I know, but I'm just saying 17 to 20 alone is usually like 40, 50 fucking riders.
Great point. Yeah.
So you're adding 21, 25, and then 26, 35 into that group too, and no cruisers, no separate cruiser practice.
Yeah, we got a phone call.
Like on anybody.
Yeah. Hey,
it's Jimmy Felix.
Jimmy Felix, welcome to the show.
Jimmy loves his tacos. I got to bring him some tacos from California to Grands next year.
Jimmy, what's going on, man?
You can't get tacos, bro.
I got no taco pool, bud.
No, you can't get tacos. Probably like I don't know. I'd say around the Texas borderline, somewhere around there. They get whacked.
It's messed up your training game, Jimmy.
They get whacked.
It's costing you in the state finals today. I can feel it in your voice.
No, I'll be honest with you right now, and I'll tell this to the whole world, the whole BMX world. I never raced that track before at Hardesty. That's what I was telling you all about.
Mm-hmm.
That track is no joke. So I signed up. So today it was old school, and I was telling my wife, like, we have to do this thing. This is old school. 2 races in one day. We signed up for both races, and I raced the morning race.
Mm-hmm.
And after my first lap, I was like, bro, I can't race this track. To be competitive and try to like make it around that track in a safe manner,
mm-hmm.
I couldn't do it. So I had to pull out. It's embarrassing to me, but it was the right thing to do. It was safe. It's the safe thing to do.
Tough track? Yeah. Like, what makes it hard?
Oh, everything about the track is hard. It's long.
Okay.
It's deep.
It's real. It's real deep. It is.
The last straight, I'll tell you, the best part about the whole track is the last straight, and it's super fun. But good luck getting to that last straight and having fun on that. That track is so difficult. So go ahead and ask me a question. I mean, everything. The first jump is like a step up. It's not like the Oak Creek style. It's just one, but it's steeper, and you can't really. I don't know, man. It's tough.
No, I totally agree. I agree. When I rode it last year, the week of Grants being out there, it's a big one. And you know what, Jimmy too. Honestly, there's a lot of people too that didn't go out there and ride it or race it or pulled out too.
No,
you know,
I couldn't
because it's a whole different ball of wax out there. You know, it's a tough one. Yeah, and you really need something like that to be able to ride it all the time. You know, to try and show up cold turkey, like you said. It's real difficult, dude. That's how insane the track layout is, dude. Like it begs for skill level out there. You know, you got to be on top of your game. You know, you like you said, you know, you and I agree with you. You know, you slip up once, you know, you're taking a digger, and it's not going to be an easy one with how you said how deep it is. You know,
I mean, that's why I pulled out. I was like, bro, if I dig it on this one, But you know what's cool about it, though? I see some young cats out there that are like, they're dying on this thing, and I'm like, what the heck? Come on. He's like 12, 13 years old, flowing. I'm like, come on. That's... Yeah,
the kids that don't weigh anything can get around that joint really good. Us we're old, fat, and heavy.
Well, I'm just saying these kids are just like sending it. Like they're sending it.
Oh
Hey,
little GQ no.
They're jumping the second straight like it's a pro set.
Oh yeah, they know what the hell.
And
they're doing.
if you look at that second straight, it's not an easy second straight. It's a very difficult second straight. And I seen some kids like sending it, like it was because it's next to the pro set, and
Right.
these kids are like, they're like flowing through that, and I'm like, man, we got some bad mofo's coming up.
Oh yeah, dude, the younger
That track
generation
is
just,
no joke, man. I mean, I bow down to it. I can't. Humbled me. Like I can't say. I never raced it. I rode it a couple times with my son to try to get him around it, and then today I was like, okay, I'm gonna race, and I about shit my pants, and then like just taking one full first straight, I was like, oh man.
Yeah, the gate, it gives you a lot of free speed out there, dude, and you hit that first jump really fast and really hard, and you got to be on your A game when that happens. And if you're carrying the speed through one, because turn one is pretty much like a whole nother straightaway. And you're going ass down the second straightaway too.
You get lost in there.
We are
Yeah, you do.
just for those guys tuning in. We're talking Hardesty track right now. Jimmy's out racing there today, and hey, I had a quick question for you, Jimmy. Hey, what did you think of the turns? Because I personally I haven't raced there. Rick has. We've talked, but I've heard from other people how well they hold speed, and they're just bold different. You know, they're.
Oh yeah, they're.
Go ahead.
Yeah, the first turn is. I mean, it's like you ever seen NASCAR? That's how the first turn feels like to me.
Really?
It's about that big, that steep, and then it kind of changes.
It puts you in the
second
seat. It
turn
puts you in
gets
the
a little
saddle.
bit smaller, and then once you get to the third turn, it's kind of tight. So you get it goes like big, medium, small, because the last turn is kind of tight.
Right.
Yeah. But the first turn is of course, because the pro set's coming out from the outside, so the turn is huge. And you can make moves in there, and you have enough room to get down low and still pedal, and like you can make some moves. And hey, I'm talking about this track like I'm an expert, but this is the first time that I ever raced this track, so
sure.
I'm no expert, bro. I'm just telling you from my today. And this is why I pulled out tonight, because I'm no big shot. I pulled out tonight because I was like, no, it's not safe for me to race tonight. I'm not doing it because I'm not, I can't. I'm not doing that. And jacking somebody else up for their state points and all that stuff. No.
Yeah, you're carrying so much speed out of turn one.
And no one was there. And I got a feel for the track because that's the first time I raced the track. And I was like, no way, bro. I say, bro, no way, wifey.
Yeah. Hey, but that's no joke, though. You're coming out of turn one fast, dude. You're cooking, and then, the second straightaway demands respect. Your hand-eye coordination on the second straightaway is you're cooking, and you can't get your seat low enough without the seat freaking just beating you in the ass. Because you got to suck up and tuck the bike over those big freaking rollers, man. And no, I feel you, Jimmy. Honestly, I went through the same thing when I rode it at the
stuff.
Hey, so Jimmy, what did you think of the overall, like the whole facility? Like, did you get a chance to check out the Hall of Fame, like anything like that? Like, what did you think that whole area?
I've been to that place a couple times. And it's like, for me, it's heaven. There's nothing else. BMX heaven, bro, right there.
Nice.
Because there's old. So I started racing back in like '83.
Yeah.
And I went in there one day and I got lucky, and they just started pulling out pictures from 1983, 84, 85. Because I grew up in NorCal all day. That's where I grew up. And they brought them out, the Stockton Mud race.
Oh yeah.
A lot of people don't know about, but at the San Francisco Cow Palace. They had a big, it was 83, I think, 82, 83. I was at that race. They pulled those pictures out. If you're into BMX and you want to be a nerd, that's the place to go right there.
Yeah, that's awesome, Jimmy. We
it's
thank
pretty
you for
cool.
calling in, and look forward to
ahead,
hearing
bro.
from you again, man. You have a good drive home, and it was good hearing
Jimmy,
from you.
be
Right?
cool, brother.
All right, late.
Later, guys.
Later, brother.
That was Jimmy Felix calling in.
Good old Jimmy, man. Relocated from Central California over
Yeah.
here to Oklahoma. Yeah,
Dude,
good dude, man. Good dude.
Like hearing their impressions of that track, man. The Hink Dog's like, man, that's a track.
Yeah, it's a big thing, and Cord's in there with Charles. He's in the chat too, on the beer side too. And I remember when Charles first started hitting it, but he hits there enough. It's one of those tracks. You go there enough times, and you start to get comfortable with it, and you can anticipate stuff. And that's one of those tracks that you have to do that with.
Yeah.
Like honestly, showing up cold turkey, it's a pain, dude. And it's not just Hardesty. There's a lot of other tracks out there too. You just can't show up cold turkey. I mean, that's like Houston. You're the novices, intermediates, and experts are going off the 5 meter hill. Just like, boom, here you go. All 1,400 feet of it. Have fun. I mean, so it's a thing, it's just not just Hardesty, but we got those tracks, and that's just, it makes you a better rider. You just gotta, oh boy. Hey, I feel it. Hey, I understand. Jimmy and I are in the same age group, man. He's with us there, JT. So just a dude riding his bike, man.
Hey, well, we got plenty to talk about, you guys. If you've got things you want to talk about, put it in the chat or call. You can do that. Just give me a heads up first, because I don't want to end up with an onslaught of everyone calling at once. I want to make sure we get you guys on.
Yeah.
But yeah,
we had another big hot topic that was in the beginning before the women pros didn't show up. What have you contributed? Wasn't it something like that?
Oh, we want to talk about, yeah. So this is a real broad topic that, and Braden Lewis was going to call in on this too. So, like, I wanted to hear from everyone that listens to your show and our show and everyone else's, tonight. What are some events that you've participated in or you've helped organize that helped grow your local, right? Like, or state, right? Let's say, your state level, like what kind of events? So to put it in perspective for you guys, one of the events I participated in when I was working down in Florida was this, the Bang and Bars series that the tracks do down in Florida. 4 tracks get together. They do a series on a weekend. There's also the Battle of the Bay too, that they do some 4 other tracks do in Florida. But these are really just focused for your local, and the Bang and Bars runs a pro-am with it, which is pretty cool because you get to see some of the pros run on tracks, full legit pros racing on tracks maybe they might not race on or compete on, I should say. And just really cool that the event. So we did an event up here. The show helped organize is a triple track challenge. When everyone else took off to Louisville, we went to 3 tracks that were in District 1 here in Michigan. And Waterford Oaks, Richfield Park BMX, and Can-Am. So Friday night we raced at Can-Am. Saturday we raced at Waterford Oaks, and Sunday we wrapped up at Richfield. And we had an award. And you got the award if you raced all 3. Things like that, right? So we got another event coming up. We'll talk about here in a few. But really, and I met Braden, and he's been part of some, but. Really want to hear from you guys what events you've done or been part of that have helped, that local state level scene, like not just your beginner league, but one-off events and maybe series. Cause I'm, excited to share these things with our platforms because, that's like the fun part of the sport, right, Rick?
It is. Well, the one thing that we brought back that I was a big part of was bringing back side hack races back in June. We had a big side hack Saturday night up at Oak Creek. We just finished off our state finals there last weekend and stuff, and had a great turnout. Had 12 teams show up. It took off like wildfire. Matter of fact, you know what? They were supposed to run side hacks yesterday down at the SoCal National, and I know they had a handful of guys sign up for it. I don't know how that went because I didn't get to really watch the whole live feed, so I'm kind of curious on how if Newell is gonna chime in or not. Newell Wayne from SoCal for Dead Set. He was the main dude. Usually he chimes in on the beer side. He watches you guys too. I'm curious to see how that goes. But on that level or on that note, Rio Linda, another one of our local tracks up there in NorCal, they're gonna start doing side hacks once a month.
See, and that's it. And by the way, we have Braden on the phone with us, so thanks for calling in.
Oh,
Thank
Braden,
you for taking time.
Always on top, baby. Don't be boring. Come on, son. Give us something good.
I was letting y'all finish your conversation.
Man, I heard you're freaking. Oh, good Lord, don't get me started, dude. I heard you had it in with the weatherman. All kinds of hell breaking loose over there at Hardesty and shit. Pissed off Jimmy Felix, my homeboy over there.
Oh, it was bad.
Ruffling in his feathers. Shoosh.
Turn water running down turn 2, 60-mile-an-hour winds, lightning, running motos.
There we go.
Yeah, the Rainforest Cafe of BMX.
Hey, Braden, real quick, kind of let everybody know, who you are, what you do, and then we'll jump into some of the events and things that you've been part of or you've helped and assisted. But kind of, introduce yourself, let everybody know who you are.
I'm Braden. I'm from Oklahoma, and I run the AOT national team.
Very nice. And
yeah, AOT, baby.
Oh, always on top, Rick.
Always on top. You know it. That's it. Kind of like these two shows. We're still tied for NAG 1, JT. Matter of fact, just so everybody knows, the highest ranking podcast in BMX history. Been tied for 2 years, too.
So, yeah,
Don't nobody give us no credit.
Someday we might even have that rubber match race, too. Hey, one track we don't want at is Daytona because that last straight would kill us worse.
Sure as I ain't going back to St. Cloud.
No, that's dude.
Still trying to get me for tax evasion on them fucking two monsters I tried to write off.
So Braden, thanks for joining us this evening. And as I said, we're going to be discussing for probably in the next, we'll spend like 20 minutes talking about this. And really, again, man, if you guys are in the chat, you want to text, whatever, let us know because we'd love to hear some of the things you're doing. But tell us some of the programs. I really liked your state. Was it the State Line Showdown, Braden?
The State Line Showdown, where we are battling it out with Kansas to see who the best riders are.
Mm-hmm. And how does this work? Give us the 10,000-foot overview of like how winners are chosen, points are maybe kept track of. Like, how does it work for the showdown?
They're doing track versus track.
Okay.
Point, or the ratings.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm thinking they're doing it for count.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, and like now you see like everyone posting, like at their state races, they finish with like what each track scores, which makes I think is going to make these events like even easier to do and more fun and for everybody. So you guys go, it's Oklahoma versus Tulsa. Is it a series of races, 1 off, 2, 3?
It's Kansas, and we're going. A couple of weeks ago, we went up to Kansas to race their track, and then in October 14th, everybody's coming down to Yukon, Oklahoma, to run our track. All right,
very cool.
Nice.
And was this something somebody just threw the idea out there, like, and how long did it take to kind of get this into fruition?
I am not 100% sure.
All right, that's fine.
The tracks just started talking to each other, and they're like, "Hey, let's do something fun to try to get our rider counts up." And we started going up, and we ran up there, and then we're gonna run Yukon. And what I'm hearing, they're talking about doing a couple other states if they can.
Oh, that sounds fun.
That's cool.
Yeah, we were messaging, and I was just thinking of like, in college football, Michigan and Ohio has a huge rivalry, and I thought like how cool this could be, something to adapt, to piggyback on rivalries like that, right?
It's kind of like Oklahoma and Texas.
Who?
Oklahoma and Texas would be a fun one too.
We got, they got that University of Michigan up here. It's all you ever get to hear about.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Hey, but you know what? The way it's designed demographically, like travel wise, they got it kind of set up with Oklahoma, Texas, I think Arkansas, and I think Nebraska or no. Somebody else. Isn't there like 4 or something? There's demographically, there's a big kind of circle between a handful of states where I know a lot of people have been hitting a lot of races, especially when Gold Cup qualifiers were big.
Yeah. So, and you we had talked about the state line showdown, and you guys go up, and it's not. So you're saying this isn't something that you do on one weekend. You guys space it apart, which I think is a cool idea because you can fill in you could use this as a single point race. And what was the other? You had mentioned it to me, and I might have it wrong. The checkerboard, was it checkers?
Connect 4.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Tell us about that one.
So it started out as a triple crown before we had Hardesty.
Okay.
And it was just something to boost up the tracks here in Oklahoma, and we ran 3 tracks, all 3 motos at each track in one day.
Mm-hmm.
So after we got Hardesty, they upped it to. They started doing. They called it the Connect 4, and we do 2 tracks one day and 2 tracks the other day.
Mm-hmm.
And it's grown to probably close to state series. I think we had like 60 or 70 motos.
Mm-hmm. Wow, that's great. And these are just
a good turnout for over there.
And these races are just like a single point race that you're having these double races on, right?
Yes.
See, and that's the key, man. That's how to do it. That's great. Yeah, keep going. I'm sorry.
So, the first day we run Yukon and Hardesty.
Mm-hmm.
And so once you get done racing there, you have to pretty much race the whole way to Hardesty to start the next moto or to start the next race. And we'll finish out there, and then we'll do the other 2 tracks, Sand Springs and Maze. And basically just a fun free-for-all for everybody.
Huh.
I like it. So you do a little cannonball run between the 2 races.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Hurry up. Yeah. Last moto. Load up. Our van's running. Gotta go.
So there's a race going on next weekend. It's between Fort Wayne, Indiana, their race, and Toledo. And a couple years ago, I got to run in that race, and it's just a one-day thing. They call it the Fort to Port, very similar, Braden, to like take one of your days, right? So
yeah,
you sign up you can pick your allegiance for the track, because I sold mine for 3 hot dogs because I'm from Michigan. So Fort Wayne bought my allegiance for 3 hot dogs, and so you sign up for the track, and then you take off and you raced Fort Wayne in the morning and then Toledo in the evening, and like. You please expound on this too, like the that cannonball run in between ends up almost as fun as the races, right?
Oh yeah, it's especially when you come from drag racing and all that from the beginning.
Yeah, and and so for you guys joining, what we're talking about is we'd like to hear from people around that's listening. What special events have you participated in or helped organize, that really kind of focused on that, local rider base, state level below. And Braden Lewis is joining us. He's the national team manager, correct, for AOT, right?
Yes, sir.
Yep, he's national team manager for AOT, and he was explaining some events that they do in his area, the State Line Showdown and the Connect 4 race. We invite anyone, put it in the chat. If you want to call in, let me know.
The West Coast team manager, Mick Messeline, over here, well, not over here in North Carolina, but back home in California, he's checking in. He's in the chat room. He's actually the one that was picking my brain to help kick off the side hack monthly race up at Rio Linda. You know, and he's on the AOT West Coast California team running a great program. Hung out with a lot of the kids, took a lot of pictures there last week. But yeah, Big Mick, he's running the side hack gig up there at Rio Linda, and picked my brain, and hey, God bless him, man. He's doing God's work for BMX, honestly.
Nice. You
and David have been doing a great job out there.
Not want to track off the topic, but want to give you guys a tip of the cap, because I really dig what you guys are doing there at AOT with your very aggressive grassroots approach to getting kids in your uniforms and helping them out. We share as much as we can when we see it come across our social media, but we commend what you guys are doing. Your veteran-owned business, which is awesome, but you're right there at the grassroots level, and your kits are killer. They're fire.
You look good while you're doing it, right?
That's what I'm saying.
If you ain't fast, you look fast.
There we go.
So get yourself an AOT kit. Don't be boring, goddammit. Use Beer Budget Saver code for 25% off, or 25% extra, depending on how last week's show did.
You got to send. Hey, Rick, send me that code over. I got to get some new gloves, bro. Mine are hit.
Gotta have the gloves.
Braden, did you have anything else for us, man? We really appreciate you taking time.
How did the state race go over there at Hardesty?
How'd it go at Hardesty?
Yeah, because today was state finals, right?
Tomorrow's state finals. Today was double pre-race.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. I thought today was the finals day. My bad.
No, tomorrow's finals. It was a giant monsoon.
Well,
man, that's crazy.
My kid decided she didn't want to pedal through the second straight because she was scared of the second turn, and it was a fun time.
Well, you had a waterfall going through turn two. It's kind of like snakes on a plane and shit like that. You never know. And you just don't want to get down on your butt with your fresh AOT gear and slide down like it's a slippy slide. It's not gonna.
Oh yeah, she was in her brand new kit. I think she's only worn it like 3 times.
Yeah, Kip's not gonna send you a new one for thinking it's a slippy slide and you burn your butt cheeks off.
Oh yeah.
Well, good luck tomorrow, Braden, and again, thank you so much for taking time out and calling us this evening. We really appreciate it. We're going to share the link in the chat for AOT sponsorship forms, you guys, and go get your stuff.
Thank y'all. We've been working hard at trying to get this all picked up.
Yeah.
We now have, I think we're at 6 state teams.
How many?
On top of our 6 state teams.
Oh, that's great.
Our national teams.
Awesome.
Oh yeah, dude, good stuff, bro. Congratulations, man.
Yeah. And we're going to have Kip on the All Things BMX Show here in a few shows. So we'll look forward to having you in the chat and hanging out with us when Kip's on the show, all right?
All right, guys.
Thank you, Braden. I appreciate it. You have a good night and good luck tomorrow, all right?
Yeah, all right. Later, Braden.
I'll be back in the chat here in a minute.
All righty.
You got it, brother.
That was Braden Lewis, the national team manager for Always on Top Racing. Thank you for taking time out and giving us a call, letting us know some of the events he's doing. So you had brought up the side hack. He brought up the Connect 4 and their state line, or the state line showdown. That might have been
yes.
Okay. We talked about the multi-track in the weekend races, the Bang and Bar series, Battle of the Bays, and various ones. We got one coming up that has taken legs and ran. So we're doing a whole shot race. You guys, you've seen it before.
Dude, Bell's Brawl, baby. Woo! Look out, son.
Yeah. So we straight up look. I'm telling you, if you got the inclination, the itch to even try it, just do it. We took the same idea that Sam and Tyler did, right?
Yeah, the whole shot challenge down there in San Diego. In fact, they're getting ready to do it. Hey, dude, you know what? Hey, speaking of Tyler Brown, you hear what happened to that poor guy?
I read that. Yeah, that was, and thank goodness thank goodness he's doing good.
Dude, that's a tragedy, dude. Honestly, like homeboy freaking threw a rock through his windshield and like facial fractures. and all kinds of crap, dude. Hey, me being a driver up in NorCal, he's in SoCal. When I tell you freaking road rage stories, shit's no joke, man. And Tyler's a cool cat, man, and you know he's got a wife and kids. You know he's a nicer guy than I am. But goddamn, man, to get a rock thrown through your windshield, and you get facial fractures, man. God bless, nothing worse happened.
Yeah, that's 100%, dude.
You know, because he does a lot with kids down there in San Diego, and he does a lot just at the track itself with the whole shot challenge and pros and clinics and beginners, and I mean, you name it. You know, he piggybacks over and runs Chula Vista local too. You know, Tyler been in the game a long time, dude. Been on a lot of teams, and yeah, man, you see something like that happen, it's just like, man,
rough,
dude. That's just horrible stuff, man.
Yeah. So back to hey, all best wishes and heal up. But cool thing here is that whole shot race, right? So we reached out to homie Mike and talked to him. He's got the sprint stands in gold for the winners.
Gold, baby, just gold.
Bro,
you need to hit up Giffy over at Die Job and get yourself a bling chain when you win that freaking sprint stand.
Hang the sprint stand on the chain.
And you just hanging it. I mean, you need some ibuprofen having that thing hang off your neck, but still, you look cool as shit.
Giffy's got some stuff on the way. Krite's making awards now. We've got Ghetto Wear sent stuff. The Race Inc. Haro, Florida team, they've got stuff they sent in. Greg Esser donated his prize pack that he had won previously on the show, or when he wasn't on the show, but he won it, and he's donating that to give away. Anyway, it's just straight up what it is. It's a whole shot race. You're only racing till out of the first turn. Not really a race, just an event, but we've got a lot of fun things. We took a lot of tips from the Sam and Tyler stuff, and I wanted to hear from everybody else the events they're doing. So we have a lot of TOs. We got a lot of people that get involved in tracks. That
definitely so.
Steal these ideas, man. Like, put them in play. They help your locals, man. They keep the kids at the track. You know, our goal that we did with the triple track race was to see how many people we could get to all three races on a holiday weekend. And we ended up successfully doing about 60 riders at all three tracks, right? And these were just local point races, and Louisville's a close race for Michigan for riders, so a lot of riders were depleted to go to that national. So it was good to see that, this just did nothing but help that locals. And those are the things we like to talk about. I think the side hack. Man, the side hack is. It's
a different flavor, right? It's a whole different beast.
Watching
once you do it, you get addicted to it.
Watching you guys at Frogtown, I'm like, man, I'm telling you, it's on my 1 year goal to get a side hack, because there's a guy out here. He's got. I think he has two of them. So like we could get three and be good and start it around here in Michigan and get it going, because. I mean,
and that's how it used to be back in the day. If you had three at a local, they would run.
That was it, was it?
It didn't have to be like a special day or nothing. If you had three side acts show up, they'd put it on the motor sheet. They do it.
But watching the big redheaded guy, the Norwegian, he put a Frogtown video up. I want to make sure I give him credit because he did a great job on the edit. He just dropped it over on YouTube. The Vikings, Vikings.
Cheeto.
Thank you.
Cheeto Drury, he's one of the local dudes over back home.
He did a great job on the edit. You guys go check it out. I'll get the link. I'll put it in the chat. But he did an awesome job on the Frogtown. But like seeing and listening and hearing, like everyone going by is laughing, smiles when y'all are racing these like side hacks, having fun. The whole event was that way. But the side hack thing just. They look every year at Grands, dude. Everyone's like, man, can you add more? Can you add more? Like
side hack's a thing, dude. It's like Top Gun, bro. It's like I'm too close for missiles, Goose. I'm switching to guns. If you look at my GoPro, I'm coaching Ray, the golden boy, and I'm like, hey, okay, push left, go right, inside, lean. You're constantly coaching. Like you're really working your ass off, dude, to do a side hack race. It ain't easy, but it's fun as hell, man, and the fans love it. A lot of people don't like. A lot of track offers don't like it, a lot of fans don't like it, but then there's the ones that do, and they're true to it. You know, I got a lady from back home, Misty Privet, rides for SE. I want to say Misty is like the 45 to 50 range. She did it for the first time at Frogtown. She bought one from Mike. She's hooked. Is like, dude, let's go. Had the best time of her life. Was like, that was the funnest shit I've ever done. And she's cool. She's a wild lady. She's crazy. She a BMXer. Misty's no joking. Matter of fact, I raced her and her well, no, she was the monkey, and her rider it was shit, dude, what the hell? He was in 51, 55 expert main.
Oh, I don't know.
Today. Oh damn, he's on SE too. Forget his name.
Billy, thanks for joining in. Silverback, thanks for joining. Cord, thanks for hanging out. Mike Mag, welcome in.
Mags.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I tell you what, dude, you do one side hack, and more than likely you're gonna get hooked. Honestly, it's a thing. It's a lifestyle. It's fun as hell.
And I think all right, stuff. So you got the races, you got your locals, right? And you got 15, 20 motos at a lot of the locals, right? It's like, all right, first round ins, do your Strider bikes. Fills time. The push bikes go. Then you go your second, and then you could do your side hacks, and it's like there's never not action happening. Like that's I think is a cool idea with them.
It's great. It's a good time, man. It's really cool.
Yeah, the Cheetos videos over here, and again,
doing it at Frogtown. I tell you what, doing it at a regular BMX track is a lot safer than doing it at Frogtown. Frogtown, you're flying at Frogtown, dude.
Yeah.
You're doing a old school downhill BMX track, and turn 2 ain't got no berm. It's a flat lefty, and holy crap, dude, the pucker factor is at a 10.5 out of 10. Okay.
So I don't have the volume on because I don't want to get dinged, but he does a really cool job while he's riding through. He did an audio over of explaining the track, and I mean this just popped up on my YouTube the other day, and I turned it on, and I was like, I instantly sat down what I was working on, and I'm like, man, he did a hell of a job, and there's some great race footage in here. I'll click it on and off for you guys, but yeah. So you made it to Frogtown, right?
Oh yeah, Frogtown was cool.
Come on, let's hear about it. Let's hear about it, bro.
Money open, dude. Hey, Terry Tennette walked away with $2,200.
What the? How much?
$2,200.
Dude,
I tell you what, freaking Uncle Ronnie Anderson walked into the ring like it was goddamn WWF. You want to talk about the Hall of Fame game? It looked like freaking Hulk Hogan and the Mouth of the South, Jimmy Hart, dude, with his freaking megaphone.
I thought he was talking. I thought he was throwing shit last night when he said that he made more money at that ring.
That was real shit.
That was
on the women's pro post that I put on.
Yeah. I thought that
he walked away. He walked out $2,200. He freaking Stone Cold Steve Austin a freaking 211 Steel Reserve at the end. That's how gangster Terry he is.
Steel Reserve.
Like goddamn Terry, are you kidding me, bro? Like the guy is gangster, and everybody gives it up to him. I mean, sure, dude, some of this posting the shit might come off a little crazy, but the dude is.
Who was
savage?
He has oops, sorry. He's got the.
It was a stacked freaking moto. He
yes.
had Jason Richardson, Dr. J.
Yep.
He had freaking Cheeseburger in there.
Yes.
Eric Carter was in there.
Mm-hmm.
And no, DeVito wasn't. No, because DeVito had already broke his foot. Somebody else was like. It wasn't Lions because Lions crashed with DeVito. Somebody else, real big name, and they were all over the place. Dude, that money open was no joke over there at Frogtown, and it keeps getting bigger. I can only imagine what the hell next year is going to be like. It keeps. A lot of people are saying they want to do a 4-star series race on the Friday and then do a state race on the Sunday, and keep the vintage on the Saturday. Like make it like the state BMX carnival of BMX. You know. Which and the modern motos on Sunday weren't too bad. I think they were like 30, just under 30 motos for modern.
When
modern
you say
on a real dirt track.
Okay, so that's what I was going to ask. When you say modern, it means like my bike just racing on that track, right?
Your bike, my bike, yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Chase frames, groupies, S-squares, mongoose, DKs, the whole thing.
Were there a lot of kids doing that on the modern bikes?
You know what? You'd be amazed, Justin, on how many more younger kids this year. There was a lot last year, and there was more this year. I can only imagine there's going to be more next year too. And this year was to the point too. A lot of the kids were double dipping. They were riding like dad's old vintage GT Interceptor, and then going and racing modern, or they were racing grandpa's bike. Some had 3 generations of BMXers out there at Frogtown.
So real quick, I want to say thanks to Mike. He sent a ton of pictures. Brian sent pictures, and the 3 of you guys were announcing. So Brian Dorsey from Dangerous Snacks.
Oh, and Jeremy McGrath was there in there too. Speaking of Hall of Famers, I got Josh Owe, the Asian assassin, over in the chat room over on the beer page.
Oh,
Josh Owe, he's got a couple golden crinks sitting in my garage and a cup.
Oh shit, Owe. And I want to thank you guys for giving shout outs to our shows. Appreciate it, Mike and Brian. But on the video here that we shared the link in the chat, you guys all did an awesome job announcing. Like, tip of the cap to you guys. I could hear Mike, I could hear Brian, and you were like track level sometimes, like spotting for them, and just again, it goes back to like you could hear the fun. Just everyone laughing, like Mike's laughing, you're laughing, Brian was laughing. Like it was
Mike
awesome.
Miller tagged me in, bro. It was like tag team on Sunday. Mike lost his voice. He's like, Thunder, get your up here to the tower. I'm like, it was like, dude, the clouds parted and the heavens arose, and I'm like,
hey,
dude, I'm going up to the tower with Brian Dorsey and Mike Miller. He's like, is this going to be a thing in 2024?
It's got to be.
You can get the 3 of us up in the tower.
Has to be.
Damn.
Hey, and
I was stoked, bro.
That was my first time.
That put the thing on my weekend, and that finishing 3rd out of freaking nine in the final for side hack and putting it on the podium. That put a nail in the coffin on my weekend, dude. When Miller asked me to go to the tower, dude.
Hey, that was the first time I got to hear him announce. He's good. He's good.
Oh, dude. The shit talking is awesome, bro.
Oh, yeah.
Get your toilet paper now before COVID comes back, because you're going to need it for the next one. Okay?
Good. Like Mike did awesome. I've heard Brian. Brian's amazing. You do a great job. But that was my first time getting to listen to Mike announce. I'm like, God dang, why ain't he doing nationals already?
I'm surprised he's not down in SoCal, dude. Piggybacking with freaking Grendel, bro.
Right. Yeah.
Give old freaking Eminem, old Mike Miller some love, dude. He could toss it out. I mean, imagine seeing Miller and Dorsey on the microphone down there at the SoCal Nationals.
I'll take it.
I mean, come on.
That dude, there it is, right? Grindle, those 2, Borland. Yeah, you got it. There it is. There's the group.
It's a big group. You put Dorsey and Miller, you got Grendel and Borland. Then you got me and freaking Roy Nuts after freaking last weekend's freaking melee of motos that we went through. I think I stressed a lung out. It was racing was so crazy at state finals up there in Brazil. It was a freaking good time. You got a good batch of announcers. You got the pulverizer over there in your place there.
Oh,
JT.
Paul, he's killing it.
I mean, hey, why can't we have like an announcer showdown at Graham's? Wouldn't that be something? It's not like there's not enough motos.
Right, exactly. Yeah. Oh my God, they could divide it. They could divide it up and still, you'd be fine, man. Like, holy cow.
It would be cool. It'd be like the Royal Rumble of announcers.
Yeah. Yep, there you go. Royal Rumble.
Now, like sitting there thinking, like, hey, how many other announcers are out there that we don't know about?
I want to meet them all.
Like, honestly,
dude,
give them their dues.
Well,
it's not an easy thing. You know how it is.
And,
you do it.
Hey, I do it when I have. It's always a lot of fun. Like I did the pre-race for Waterford, and then like the Friday night race, and kind of forgot how much fun you have doing it. Like,
it's a good time. I wonder how many other like duos out there at locals or other state series throughout the states that double up on the weekend and get it done.
We gotta, what we ought to do? We got to do like a joint post and do a call out to find out, and then like do one of these mixed shows and have them call in and we can chit chat with them.
Dude, it would be awesome. Give them their time to shine, because a lot of them it takes a lot to get their feet wet and get comfortable. And a lot of them think that they're kind of mediocre when deep down, hey, dude, you're just as good as the other guy.
There's oh man, and I'm gonna draw a blank, so I apologize. But there is a track that broadcasts, and I was sharing their stuff when I catch it in the feed, and they had a female announcer, man, and she was, it wasn't Falcon BMX. I'll just stop thinking about it. Sorry, I don't know the name, but I would share their live feeds, and they had a female announcer.
Yeah.
She was awesome, and I never got the name. Because how many times do you really think about it when you're announcing? Do you say your own name so people know? You know.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
But,
yeah. We don't introduce ourselves.
Like, I think we're onto something. Like, you know, maybe one of the next Mixed Open shows, we do a little announcer appreciation, and we let the tracks.
Yeah, have a couple of announcers, you know, represent whatever tracks that they announce at or travel to or do.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's a good thing. You know, they gotta get some love too.
We're on that one. We're gonna have Mike Miller co-host the show with us.
Dude, awesome. That's awesome. Maybe we can get dangerous snacks. We can pop dangerous snacks while we're talking. Just get crunk up in that bitch. You know what we can make it a game. You know, because you got the bottom screen, and we could do like a mock race, and it'd be like, how would you announce this one? Ready, set, go.
Dude, yeah, right there is boom. Announce it. Fire.
Just like right here. Holy shit, they're getting crazy. It could be like, what is that guy Jeff Mindring? Holy shit, he's fucking dead. He's just the guy on Instagram.
Oh, yeah.
He's done. He's down. The one dude, like the latest one.
He was a punter. He was a football player, and he does overdubs of the. He's always doing zappets and come on, Bob Marney, yeah.
Bob Maroney, yeah. The one, I think it was yesterday, the freaking referee just got blasted. He's like, oh, and down goes the fucking zebra.
Yes, we'll get these. We're gonna get these announcers on, and we're gonna do some overdubbing, and it'll be a show.
Hey, I was laughing so hard. I was watching it in the restaurant last night, and I'm sitting there like, down goes the fucking zebra. Holy shit, this dude's done. He just got filleted,
dude. So the new one he does with the football player on the field that does this, and then passes out. You have to listen to it 3 or 4 times because he slides in so many.
Dude,
so good.
The guy's on it. The guy's awesome. Dude, I swear to God, dude, if we can get him on the show, wouldn't that be fucking something? Like if we got him on the show and keyed up like the BMX fails video that's out
PJ
there,
O'Brien doing the front flip.
PJ, when his hub locked up at Grands.
Oh man,
dude, or the fails video from a couple years ago that they mashed everything
up.
All the crashes at the UCI tracks. Oh my God, bro.
Yeah.
Dude.
So if you guys are listening,
bring the popcorn to that fucking show.
If you guys are listening, let us know where you raced today. Let us know how you guys did. Man, we've moved through quite a few topics. So like ones we had anyway, Rick.
Blasting through it there on a good Saturday night there, JT.
Too much we're having too much
good,
fun.
Productive third episode of the Mixed Open. You know, I did have a couple.
Yeah.
People chime in. This was last week, you know, after our state finals and all this stuff. You know, we did 3 days of racing. We did Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and stuff ran smooth. I mean, I tell you what, the Elk Creek folks over there, they had it dialed really good, and all ducks in a row and everything. And a lot of people were saying and like recommending or just asking, because a lot of them were new, where it's like, well, how come the hosting track of the finals, you know, if you're going to have these pre-races like the Friday, the Saturday, and then your finals are on Sunday, why don't you just make your state race like the last chance qualifier on the Saturday instead of having like your state race a handful of weeks before or whatever, or months before, and then you're having to do it again and get all your volunteers and everything set up again for the finals, where if you're having the finals, why don't you just do it both on one weekend? Then you got your volunteers already set to go.
That's a great idea.
And you don't have to double plan like your concessions and your vendors and everything else like that, would it be easier? And I'm like, you know what, that's a pretty legit that's a legit question. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
You know,
I
know it's different across the states.
Yeah.
You know, but the people were like, I mean, making it a last chance qualifier like the night before or whatever. You know, depending on where you're at, you know, motor count wise or
I think that's
that's
a great idea.
You know, because then you don't have to do it twice.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Well,
I mean, you're still gonna get the money, you're still gonna get the income, you know,
so
and everything. So I mean, I don't know. I just throwing it out there. That's some of the stuff that came across
that's
the
a good
message board over at the beer page the last week and stuff, and it was pretty cool. It was good. You know, every so often the fans of the beer page come up with some pretty intellectual shit.
Well,
you know?
Man, can you imagine? It could like weather, right? So we've got like 8 tracks here in Michigan, trying to fit all that in the shortened season that we have. If you got any bit of weather, inclement weather, it can really be stressful to schedule. Like having that last race or having that pre-race as that last chance qualifier, definitely you could see an uptick. The only trade-off I could think of, Rick, is so typically that pre-race that I've seen and again, this is just like social media shares that I see. They do like a earn double or or something, right? And I wonder if that could affect your turnout if you ran that race earlier instead of the state qualifier and then move your state qualifier. But man,
it's possible.
Dude, having a last chance one, you know, like, I mean, just in the people I talk to, I mean, I can think of at least half a dozen that could have used one more qualifier. Now, they still might have been short, but who knows, you know, having that last one, boy, you could shake up points. You know what I mean? Because
you could,
dude. You go into the
honestly.
race. You go into the race, and you know.
Day before finals, and just something happens, and it's like, oh damn, dude, and you. I mean, kind of like a national, you know, positions change. Someone gets dinged and doesn't make the main, and someone else makes the main, or someone wins and the other guy takes a fourth. You know, depending on how tight the points are going in.
Yeah.
I mean, that could be a big one. You know, I mean, because a lot. And the big thing is with, you know, you do like the pre-race on Friday and then you do like a double pointer on Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
You know, some people, they'll just use it as the practice and stuff. So your moto count kind of freaking is sacrificed on the Saturday.
Yeah. Yep.
Where if you did make it that qualifier where it's like, well, I got a chance to freaking kind of pad my gap going into tomorrow, it might make that moto count on that Saturday a little bit bigger.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So it was some stuff that got sent in over at us over there at Beer Budget. And
I'd love to see that. I'd love to see it. Yeah. You know, any. I think.
Yeah. Because honestly, I think Tyler Brown does that. I think somebody does it.
Okay.
I'm not sure, but I don't know. Maybe if Tyler. If he pays extra for it or something, because somebody does do a last chance qualifier the day before their finals. Mm-hmm. I'm not too sure. I want to say it is Tyler Brown, but I'm not too sure.
Yeah,
on that one.
I like it. I like that idea. Hey, let's see. I'll go check the chat real quick, see if anybody had anything in there. Chase, thanks for joining, buddy. Mad Dog, Josh Blair coming out of DB camp. They said Bomb Squad race
over there from Misfits over there in Nevada, checking in out of Reno.
There we go, man. Everyone's in here across the country tonight, east to west coast, son.
Another Hall of Famer, got Jeff Burgess over there out of my hometown in Manteca. That guy, hey, I tell you what, Jeff Burgess, this dude has every magazine of BMX.
You know what? I'll put him up against William Prince out of Florida right now.
I bet you him and Prince are buddies.
They gotta be.
He could pull out a magazine and you talk about a race and he'd be like, yep, that was such and such 1987. He'd go back in his freaking closet and pull it out and be like, holy shit, and flip to the back page and there's the points rundown.
Dude.
Like the dude's got a gift. The big Jeff over there, one of my homies, man. Burgess, he'd been a big supporter of the beer page since day one, man. I gotta love Big Jeff.
Yeah, that sounds very similar to my buddy there, Bill Prince, because I messaged Bill once and I'm like, hey Bill, there was a race that it was at the Pontiac Silverdome. For those of you that don't know, that's where the Lions used to play, and hosted WrestleMania 3, largest indoor attendance record for years.
Oh boy, did they!
Hulk Hogan body slammed Andre the Giant.
Andre the Giant. They just took him down.
I said, hey, I just found out we'd had a guest on the show, and it was Larry messaged or he talked about, I raced a national, and I'm thinking, you raced a national in the Silverdome, thing could hold like 93,000 people, I believe. I'm like, what was that? Like, what'd the track look like? Well, we did some sleuthing around, found somebody had a video from back in the day, but I asked Bill, and Bill's like, it was in this magazine, in this issue, in this month, and I'm like, God damn, dude.
Isn't it crazy how the old BMXers can do that? I mean, I'm sure maybe down the road we'll be able to do the same thing, but
for sure.
Dude, it's definitely a talent, man. It's awesome, and God bless those guys for still being around to be able to talk about times. You know, Burgess, he'll sit me down. We'll have good talks about all kinds of shit.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he'll just talk your ear off about old school racing, and he sees something he doesn't like, be like, man, fucking back in '84. I'm like, shit, I was 6. My diaper went from my ass to my head. It's a good time talking with these dudes, you know, from back in the sport. You know, they're the pioneers. You know, that's why we're where we're at today.
We need some BMX Jeopardy.
Oh God!
Find out
Wouldn't
who.
that be something?
Yeah, we'll find out who. Get John Cruz on, man. That dude can identify a picture anywhere.
Hey, how about the Brotherhood freaking stickers that old Big John freaking came out with a couple weeks ago? Wasn't that something?
Isn't it
that
amazing
cool?
the segue you can just pick up from that?
We're pretty good, dude. You're professional. We got a professional card here. Our pro cards are in the mail, son. Still been waiting on.
Yeah.
2 years later.
How cool has it been to see that just within our world of social media and BMX? Like it's everywhere and all over.
I'm curious how viral it went.
Yeah, I mean,
because it showed up, and I'm talking within a handful of hours. Mm-hmm. It was on like every BMXer's page that I followed.
Yeah.
All the different colors of the Brotherhood of BMX was just like, and it overran Facebook. I'm surprised shit didn't get shut down, or we didn't get 86. It's like, get all these BMXers off of Facebook, bro. You know, lock them up.
Yeah, I love seeing it, and we need more of that unity, bringing everything together, right?
Oh, facts for sure. You know, I mean, the man, I wish I had a freaking picture of it. I don't even think it was posted, honestly. Is of like a welded up guitar with BMX parts that John Cruz made for Frogtown.
Let me go see if I can find it while you talk.
Oh my God, it was awesome. They had it at the Hall of Fame dinner that we went to on the Saturday night, and this thing was gorgeous. It was like, dude, just a work of art. People bidding on it, yeah. Like, dude, insane.
So those are pistons, and
there's just all kinds of shit in there. Chain rings in there. I think there's a crank arm. There's some tin snips. You know,
there's a knife. There's a knife, right?
Yeah, just in case shit gets crazy in freaking staging. You know how it goes, JT.
There's a pipe wrench over here.
Sometimes you just gotta shank somebody. You know,
yeah, look,
chain ring bolt gets stuck.
Dude, I don't get gate 1 that often, so you try to snake it from me, I'm stabbing you.
You're getting shanked, dude. Okay.
How freaking cool is that? What was this? Was this a trophy or something?
It was like a bidding item.
Oh, okay.
Dude, it went for... Dude, I think it went for like $2,200.
Get the fuck out of here. No way.
Swear to God, dude, the bidding was insane freaking that night.
The number plate come with it?
Everything. The whole machismo, dude. It was a bidding war for that thing.
Homie Mike said Mark Tim won it.
Yeah, Mark Tim won it. And then I think a handful of other guys put in the amount it went for John Cruz to make another one.
Oh, that's cool. That's
Yes. Yeah.
dude.
That's how badass it was insane.
There's cogs going up like where the fretboard would be. That's awesome.
Yeah. The thing in person, oh my God. Yeah, the picture doesn't do it any justice. You know?
Yeah, like those are cogs up the fretboard. Wow, how neat. Let's look if we can stalk around and see if there's a.
Yeah, I don't know I don't think too many freaking pictures freaking leaked out. That was the crown.
Okay.
So that was on one of the dinner tables. We weren't too far from that table and the stage.
Maybe let me jump over here. Whoa, let me do that.
Yeah, dude, leave it to John Cruz, man. He did a lot of custom metal work, man.
Mm-hmm.
It was awesome. It was good stuff. And but yeah, the guitar honestly was, dude. It stole the auction that night. It was huge. Everybody was talking about it. People were like, no, you can't cap it off. No, we need another one. Auction off another one. And then a handful of guys got together and freaking threw in some more money for him to make another one, man. It was crazy.
Wow. What besides the side hack that you said yourself you had a lot of fun with? What was some of the other events that went on that maybe somebody didn't know about? Like you were just talking about, there's the Hall of Fame.
There's Hall of Fame, there's Legends dinner, and then on the Friday night there was the Hall of Fame dinner over at the Patterson's house that they always do.
Okay.
And cater. Patterson, I didn't end up going to that and stuff, but the Patterson house is always rocking it. There's pictures leaked out. I know Hollywood went over there, and then dude, those guys kept the party rolling, dude. I was stuck in the freaking camping lot. I didn't get to go nowhere, and I was hanging out with the Dan's Comp guys, and so they went from the Pattersons into downtown Angels Camp, where Hollywood rented out my bar for everybody to go down and keep the party going until God knows when.
Oh my goodness!
And downtown Angels Camp had banners and flags in front of it. There was a pizza restaurant that said "Friggin' BMX Days, Frogtown, this date, and it was just like you come into town and you're just like, wow, dude, these guys are really embracing the old school show.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and it like I was saying, you know, every year it keeps ramping up. You know, I can only imagine what the hell next year's going to be like. Honestly, 2024 is going to be.
What do you think? Because you know how they got the 3 races this year to be part of the series and be a plated series, right? Like what's going to happen next year? What are they going to add next year? I'm excited to find out and hear.
You know what? I don't. You know, it ran good. They redid all the vintage classes, got that all narrowed down and squared away. Mm-hmm. I know the Frogtown Moto Maker has a lot of glitches in it, and I'll tell you why. It's different than the Moto Maker that your everyday BMX track will use, because you're going by the Air Pacific of, you know, the vintage year brackets. So trying to get it to recognize on when you sign up, it's like I'm in post 70s, pre 80s. Okay. And it doesn't go by age. So trying to you're registering in a year bracket, not an age bracket, makes it kind of tough. So for whatever they got to do with the software to make it easier when you go and sign up for like the 70s full suspension, you know, 80s cruiser, from what 80 to 86, I think, or whatever the age gap, the year gaps are. You know, they got to get their Moto Maker to recognize those year breakdowns.
I got you. I see what you're saying.
And stuff. So, but other than that, you know, they got it figured out. They had the brackets for the vintage classes a lot better than the year before. You know, it's the glitches with the software that made it hard, where they had to go back in and handwrite a lot of them in. You know, thanks to Reedley Airtime BMX, you know, Carrie Hubert and her squad, you know, they've been in BMX for freaking years. You know, her dad, Paul, The dude's fuck, dude. He was a pro before we were born. JT. Yeah, he's another one. You know, a lot of BMX history and being around it like that. You know, she knew what to do because she's been around it. You know, she runs the airtime relay track and got it all figured out. And I think it was like maybe like an hour 45 minutes delayed, but still got out in time for everybody to go head out to the Pattersons and stuff and have dinner and do the Legends dinner and all that good stuff. You know, so it was a software glitch, honestly. You know, so I don't know how you get it to figure it out. You know, as opposed to the regular moto maker, where it's like, okay, 9 and under or 5 expert, 6 expert. You know how it's all broke down. You know, you got the year gaps of the vintage stuff and the different sections of how it is, you know, of being fixed. Is it this? Is it that? You know, there's so many different brackets of vintage. It's crazy, you know. So just getting the software to realize that, you know, is their main thing. And once they figure it out, it's gonna be golden.
What do you see growing in it from your perspective, being there? Like,
growing in it, I want to say that there's gonna be more and more kids going out there.
Yeah.
You know, they love that. Hey, especially a lot of these kids that can jump, they love the water jump.
Yeah, that looked fun.
They love the water jump. They love getting their you know, because especially a lot of the younger ones, they're still on flats. They're not clipped in. So, you know, they're getting down with the foot down in the turns, getting back on the pedals. You know, they're getting into the lean. You know, they got their new modern carbon freaking supercrosses with Comp 3s stuffed in the front between the carbon forks, and they're ripping it, man. You know, little Colton Peterson up north from me, this kid ripped the water jump every goddamn lap, and he's like 9.
That's great.
You know, yeah, and a lot of other kids too. You know, older, you know, getting in like the younger teens and stuff. But you know, they're ripping it. You know, they got the big wheel series. The classic cruisers is a big one. The classic cruiser really hits a lot of entries.
Does it?
You know, for some reason. You know, I maybe it's easier for like some of the older kids that already run cruiser and can transfer back, and they feel a lot more comfortable on it and everything. But yeah, you're starting to see more and more freaking classic bikes out there. The bike show is always awesome. You know, but just seeing more classics out there. You know, I think the word of it just keep getting out there repetitively, and people are like stumbling across a bike. Dude, I couldn't even tell you how many people that were there, and it's like, oh yeah, dude, I found this bike on like OfferUp like 3 weeks ago, dude. I had some extra parts in my garage, threw it together. Here I am at Frogtown.
Dude, that's great. That's awesome. And you know, we got talking about earlier, you know, events, local events that bring people together, that, you know, kind of just make it fun. And like, look where our conversation took us to, like, you know, Frogtown is a perfect example of that. Dirty Fest, Texas Classic Days. Like, these are some of those events that they just are fun. And look, man, look how far people come for them, right? For these things.
People were, well, I mean, heck, Jeff DeVito came all the way from Florida. Now you're getting people from the East Coast flying out to California for this stuff.
He came from Fort Lauderdale, Florida area, so like southwest or southeast Florida. That's yeah, that's cool.
And I think that was his first time. I don't remember DeVito being out there last year.
It was, yeah.
And he walked away well, he didn't walk away. He rolled away in a wheelchair with a broken foot.
Yeah.
You know,
it was neat. Like him and some other people, they made like a little kind of a trip before the race. You know, they did like a little vacation thing. I know DeVito did. I know some other people did.
He had a lot of stuff. He went to Yosemite and all stuff. He really stuck out in California for a while.
Man, hey, Braden just put in the chat, let's bring back side hack and vintage races to the state races. I like that idea.
Oh boy.
Well, you know, we used to have Heartland BMX in Topeka, Kansas. That's the track, Heartland BMX. They were in Topeka, Kansas. They did a old school race where like you had to have a quill stem and flat pedals, right? And man, that thing was huge. Actually, they just had it here a few months back too, and you know, they do a bike show too. I think that's key. You know, if you can get a bike show,
Right.
Paul's track, the pulverizer there, they do an event in October called the Rumble, and they have a bike show, and this started a few years ago, and it's grown every year, but they also do a car show with it. And like last year they had like two
Really? Oh, cool.
dude, they had like 2 monster trucks out there, and they do the car show. They do the car show kind of along the first straightaway so people can walk down, and the bikes are up by registration, and then they have classes. And here's a fun one for you. I totally blanked on this for the prep for the show. Is once a year out there at Paul's track, him and Austin and the gang that runs the track, they do a grass race. You don't race on the track. They lay the track out the night before with spray paint, and they do a 1 foot start, and it's in the grass. And it's towards the end of the year. You're getting in October. A lot of kids are back in sports, so it's just kind of diehards, and they're there having fun. But it's a pointed thing that they do, and they just go off to the side next to the track, and they lay out a track, and
it's like a BMX enduro.
Little of that, little rad, little rad flavor in there.
Definitely, yeah, exactly.
It's pretty cool. I'm gonna make sure that we get some video of that this year, because this is this will be their second or third year doing it, along with the Rumble. Rumble thing was neat, man. The TO there, he just put a word out like, hey, we're looking for cars for this thing to come out and hang out, and like people just showed up.
That'd be cool. You just get a bunch of just beater cars and just get a front end loader and just like dump a bucket of dirt over it and make it a big ass jump.
I don't know if the park will let them do that yet, but that would be cool.
That would be something that Jeremy over there at Nowhere BMX over there in freaking Kentucky, Nebraska, he's got his jam coming up too.
It's this weekend. It's going on right now.
It is going on right now. Yeah, yo, freaking dude.
Yep.
Boy, does he just put on a freaking show or what? Over there in Nebraska, dude.
He is tapped in.
Like, how the hell is this thing just not like live feeded? The names and everybody that shows up to his venue out there in the middle of nowhere in Nebraska and everything, he's got the venue. He's doing a great thing. He's got his own frames and everything. Like, dude, Jeremy is just. Man, look at all
the people sponsoring and supporting it. Look at all that.
Look at it. Hey, that drop in right there. That's a little bit of Hell Track right there.
Oh yeah, dude, you see the?
That's got Hell Track hacksaw freaking written all over it right there. Jim Seifert.
Hold on, let's see.
I'm surprised Jim ain't over there.
Where is the? Look at these booters, dude.
Dude, that is some cinder shit, bro. That's like Crankworks stuff.
Yeah. And then the jam they have on the big handlebars. So
look at that.
That's
look
those,
that.
dude.
Yeah, trying to double peg that son of a bitch.
Yeah.
I mean, good Lord.
Flaring off that bad boy.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep, that's this weekend. And man, these are all pictures of just one after another of sponsors and giveaways from people. Just he puts it on, and people, when he was on the show, he was saying how you come out and camp, stay right there, ball out of control, have fun.
Right.
Yeah, it's I imagine tomorrow we'll start the onslaught of pictures and posts of the footage from it.
Yeah, last year's that one dude, the one dude that did the drop in just like went straight to his face.
Oh God! Dude, oh my God!
Remember that?
Yeah.
And oh my Lord, homeboy was just like, yeah, everybody's like, yeah, do it, and he's just sitting there at the top, inside the barn, and he just went for it and just went, done. Like, oh, dude, hey, where's the guy Jeff Mendry? Oh my fucking God, he's
Bob Mendry.
Bob, you call him Jeff. Bob, imagine he's like, oh yeah.
He just blasted to the moon.
He just is done, man. He just marked his reservation for the Last Supper.
Well, let's put a bow on it, man. I'm I thank everyone for jumping in that called in. That was in the chat.
Hey, appreciate everybody. You know, Braden calling in. You know, Jimmy Felix, Jimmy. Hey, you know, you gotta give it to a guy that gives an honest opinion. You know, just saying, hey, dude, yeah, I'm 41, 45, dude. The track's hard, dude. Shit ain't easy.
Mm-hmm.
You know, throwing it out there. You know, you can't shy away from someone speaking the truth. Saying,
no,
man, dude. You know, and being God's honest on everything like that. You know, that's a big thing. You know, it takes a lot of balls to go and say that. You know, that's big stuff. You know what I mean? But it's a hell of a show. You know, the mixed open show would be doing a joint show like we do, JT. We always get a good handful of topics. You know, the Haro thing was a big one. No lady pros showing up this on Friday was a big thing. You know, I mean, good or bad for USA BMX? I don't know. Does USA BMX really care? I mean, they didn't really say nothing about it.
Hey, man, not all of them can be, you know, not every single one can be here. So what'll happen is it'll be interesting to see is there another Nash pro race coming up? Or is that the last?
I don't think is Rock Hill?
Rock Hill. Let's look.
Is Rock Hill a pro race?
Rock Hill is a UCI. Yeah, so that'll be the next. That'll
Rock
be the
Hill
next
will be the last one before Grands.
Yep. Yeah.
Last one before Grands. So that's gonna be it with that janky ass freaking practice schedule.
That is so rough. That is rough.
I don't remember them ever freaking cutting cruiser practice.
I mean, right now you
like
got it
at Indy National. It's bad enough of just having practice on Fridays.
Yeah.
Let alone you're cutting out cruisers. Like, oh my God.
You're pretty much saying you best be there Thursday for real practice.
I mean, I'm kind of curious to see what it's going to be like over there with freaking Henry Soria. Henry said he'd come on for a freaking mixed open show too. He was at Frogtown. He ran 6 classes, man. Over there.
Let's get him on. Let's get him scheduled up. Let's get a date.
He's ready to go whenever you are. I had a good talk with him and on how things over there at No Holds Barred been going on and with how he appreciates the beer show, your show, and everything, and talking about how when he 86's comments and stuff and all of the the backlash of everybody. He's like, hey, I'm on vacation this week. I ain't freaking monitoring shit right now. He's like anything goes and No Holds Barred for the next 3 days. I don't care. You know. So that was cool. You know, Henry's a good time. He's been on your show too. You know?
Yeah, it was. He was
like 2 years ago, right?
Yeah, it's about to get him back on. It was a good time. But you know, I appreciate, man, every time we got, you know, we have a show and I share it over there. It's always approved right away. And how do you not like just getting a tub of popcorn and sitting there and watching some of those threads go off?
Popcorn. Hey, well, especially back when freaking all the TO freaking bullshit happened a couple weeks ago. You know, with all that TO freaking madness happened. You know, George Andrews lost his shit, and then the other dude went off on Bramer. Or what was that? Jacksonville?
Wait.
Yeah, we had drama over at South Park, and then
the South Park was where she left being the helper there. That was South Park, and then you had the
one where Bramer isn't that in Florida? Jim's wife.
No, yeah, that's South Park.
South. Oh, it is.
They're
South
building
Park.
a house down in Florida, so like they're still kind of going back and forth. Yeah.
Yeah, because you had George Andrews go freaking crazy on Dustin Jacobs.
Yep.
During like a pro-am, and then you had the other.
Wasn't it? Didn't they say that wasn't the case? He just was taking a break off the track for some fruit snacks.
Or he was like, gonna go shotgun it for Capri Sun. It's like podium in 5 minutes. Oh, I gotta be there.
Make sure you wear your uniform, or if you don't do it 3 times, we're gonna fine you.
Make sure your shirt's tucked in. Right? Yeah. And then, what was the other one? Where the dude lost his shit because his kid got DQ'd on the last straightaway, and then lost it on all the board.
I don't remember.
I thought that was Tammy's track, wasn't it?
I don't recall. I remember us talking. I remember that. Yeah. Well, here we are. Yeah.
Jacksonville, Fort Lauderdale.
I can't remember.
I thought it was a Florida track.
Oh, I don't know.
But it's crazy shit like that on No Holds Barred that keeps the freaking mixed open show rocking.
That's it.
Right?
Hey,
Some
you got to do some.
hits.
Let's do some pre-work. What are we doing? We're going over to No Hold Bars to get topics for the show.
Exactly. That's it, dude. The pre-show set ready to go.
All right. So I'm saying next one we do, we get Harry on and or Henry on. We're gonna have him on here and have him as we'll have him as a co-host.
Yeah,
with
we'll
us.
get Henry on and on one of them, and we can get old Mike Miller on one. And we can get the mixed open show with some announcers from across the states.
Now we got our topics right there for the next 2 shows.
Yeah, definitely be a good one. Always a good time, Justin. You've been killing it on Wednesdays, brother. I gotta give it to you.
Thank
you.
you.
Numbers have been up. The guests have been pristine. Bro. Toby,
Greg's show was fire.
Greg is still hitting too, man. Hey, the razor voice, man. Harrison, you gotta love the dude from Georgia.
Yeah, and we have some more legends coming in. We're peppering in some people. We've got next week Nick Scott from Stay Rad Awards. He's coming in. He's a TO.
I love the Stay Rad guys.
Dude, I got the award from Waterford. The pendant, dude. They're nice. They're heavy. They're thick. They're cool.
Yeah,
but
he's a TO up there in Oregon.
Yeah, in Bend, Oregon, and he's just awesome. He's also a badass BMXer. We also have when is it?
You got Gork coming up too.
Gork's coming up. Man, I'm telling you, that one might run a little bit longer than normal. I got to make sure I don't nerd out.
The old schoolers are gonna be in there for Gork, dude. Gork been around a long time.
So it's Nick Scott's on, and then following this one, I'm urging you, if you are involved in a track in any manner, or you've got your own team, or you're doing your own club, we have Jay Oakes, and he's the owner of Marketing Breakthrough, and he's gonna be launching his own podcast on literally just BMX marketing. But him and his bride, they have a marketing firm, and they've helped already some tracks in BMX out on the West Coast. I'm telling you, the guy's got a lot of great ideas, helping and fundraising, things like that. It's going to be a cool show. Yeah. And then Gork, Josh Smith's going to be on with his new company he's got, the BMX Track
BMX Supply.
Yep.
Yeah. They got a lot of cool stuff.
They do. The dice. The dice are cool.
The dice. Josh and Jeremy are freaking really killing it.
If you guys aren't following his page, go follow it, because they've got everything from these are training tools, like wedges for stretching. They've got just basic stopwatches, timers, the dice thing. Those are super neat. So go make sure you give them a follow.
They got all the training stuff. I mean, dude, they got over there in freaking Florida, the Acre Farms, bud.
Yep.
They're making it happen over there.
And you know who's on after Josh?
Who's on after Josh?
George Andrews from Bad BMX. We're gonna find out what happened.
we're gonna freaking. This is like the current affair right now.
And then the following week is gonna be Uncle Ronnie. He's coming back.
Uncle Ronnie's coming back.
Uncle Ronnie's coming back.
Oh man, for Moto 2?
Yeah.
Oh, man, dude, gotta love Uncle Ronnie, man. Boy, was he a hit up at Boomtown a month ago, and then dude, when he was at Frogtown, boy, he was in the zone.
Yeah.
Sleeves were ripped off. He was ready to go. I figured he was gonna take somebody's bike and just load up in the Moto.
Just later. See ya.
Honestly, he's gonna roll up like Debo on Friday and be like, "That's my bike."
My bike.
I'm like, okay.
So we're really, really blessed, and we, I'll take a moment and thank everybody, that sends guests our way, that puts in a good word for us with people, because it's been a fun run, man, and meeting all these people, talking to them, it's a good time, and I'm glad. You know what? I've been really enjoying you and Mike getting back on the horse, getting back on the regular, and doing your guys' thing, because I love getting in there and listening to you guys chat and talk.
Yeah, it's a good time getting back in the swing of it. I finally, because I had that stint too, with moving Ricky, and then with work, and then getting all that situated, and now, so the day I flew out here to come to North Carolina for Ricky for the college thing is the same day his sister, his twin sister, she moved out now and is down in Riverside. So I had that stretch of getting Ricky situated, getting Macy situated, because with both of them moving out and everything, dude, it was a big it's a big thing, man. Getting two kids ready to move to go to college, and not just college, but to move out and go to college.
Right.
And it was a big task. It still is a big task, too. And then shout out to all my kids too that I've been training. I got 14 kids back home. I train 3 days a week, sometimes 4. We were really busting ass for state finals. They had a lot of goals and stuff, so that kind of took away from doing the show on the weekly because I was just tired. I was at the track all the time and everything. So it was and working with the kids. They had a lot of goals. They were sitting tight in the points and stuff, and I wasn't gonna take away from them. And they all did really good. I had a couple kids that actually gave me their number plate that they
nice.
won
That's
from
cool.
finals, and it was definitely something unexpected. A lot of the parents showed a lot of great appreciation and everything. So I'm thankful for that. And we're getting back on the grindstone because we got Gold Cup finals coming our way, and then there's a handful getting ready for grands too. So I ain't slowing down. I took a handful, and with Ricky moving out, I actually took a handful of his kids and moved them in with my group too. So that was a big undertaking and everything, but everybody gelled together and been working really hard too. So I mean, it's all part of the sport, brother. You know how it goes, man.
Well, again, thank you, buddy, and everyone. Thanks for joining us this evening. And let's put a wrap on it. All right.
Hey, Mixed Moto, baby. Episode number 3. Get ready for 4 and 5. 4 and 5 are already building some steam.
All right. You guys have a good one. We'll talk to you soon.
Everybody be cool, man.